Hey, with the Hot Tub Lady. I am your host, Jackie Johnson, and today I have one of my very dear friends, Vince from Fargo. This could be a fun show today, so we're gonna bring Vince on. And hey, Vince, how you doing today?
Oh, we're rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling. Just so you guys all know, I asked Vince kind of last minute. I said, "Hey, you want to do the podcast on Tuesday?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And he said, "Sex, drugs, and rock and roll." I'm like, I can run with that. What you got?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No, when you asked me, and I think I was out riding bike in Las Vegas, and I'm like, well, shoot, Vegas, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But it's kind of an interesting, it's a statement, right? You've
Right.
heard over the years, but really, I think I meant to say, you too can live like a rock star, and
Absolutely.
and yeah, so and live like a rock star without the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But anyway, I thought it was just kind of a cool thing to say at the time.
Right. Well, but there's some truth to it. I mean, as we know the life that you can live as a hot tub owner, you really can live like a rock star. And we were talking just for a little bit. We literally took like 2 minutes, and I'm like, "Hey, what do you want to talk about?" And he said, "Wellness, of course." And but you can take a rock star life and live it because you have a hot tub, and that's something that you know better than anybody. So I'll let you just kind of tell us what you think living a rock star life would be like.
Well, our as you can see behind me, our mission is every day made better. Because we know when you sit in a hot tub, when you sit in hot water, you're physically better below the water, you're mentally better above the water, and you're relationally, spiritually, emotionally better beyond the water. And that's something we talk to our employees here every day about. And that this it's not a hot tub the customers are after. They're after that rock star life. We'll play with the rock star theme, okay? That rock star life. We want to be better. And one thing I over the last month talked to every single employee about. You got to understand in the United States of America today. And again, our sex, drugs, and rock and roll theme is good. Forever the number one sought after attributes are fame and fortune. I got to be famous. I got to be rich. And I need to be a rock star. I need to be a movie star. And recent history, and you know this, Jackie, those two attributes have been dramatically replaced with wellness.
Absolutely.
I just want to be better. I want to be a better person, I want to be a better spouse. I just want to be better. And guess what? We deliver that, or can deliver that better than anybody in the world.
Right. And there's so many reasons why. And you mentioned all that earlier. You mentioned, better physically, mentally, spiritually, all those things. And we aren't doing any of that with a pill. We aren't doing any of that with alcohol or um, any of the things that make you sleep better, make you feel better. All of that is happening because you're sitting in a hot tub and you're performing better at work. I mean, you name it, all the things. There is a reason that a hot tub ties back to that. And you're a really avid bicyclist. I mean, what are you on for miles this year?
8,036 miles.
So easily going to hit the 10,000 goal this year.
I don't know about easy. We were just talking about what it's already October, and winter is going to hit. Once that hits, then things slow down. So it's going to be really close. But yeah, I that's what I do, and guess what allows me to do that? And without that vehicle of hot water and the ability to recuperate and stay healthy physically, without the hot water, it could not be done. I guarantee it can't be done.
No,
So,
100%. I am definitely not as physically active as you are, but I could tell you that I could not live my life. I would not have been able to recover from my knee surgery, all the things, if I didn't have that hot water every single morning. And I have evolved into a morning user. I am now a morning user versus a evening user.
yeah,
Um,
that's your ritual, and you really need that ritual in the day, right? It's part of your it's part of your daily fabric, if you will. After a while, you certainly can't live without it. And you talked about, and before I forget, you talked about being professionally better. That's exactly right, Jackie. If you look and took a self assessment, and I could give you conservatively the ability to improve yourself by 50%, would you say yes or no? I have a tool for you to do that. And
yes.
yeah, that answers yes. So let's break this down a little bit. Let's do a self assessment. Um, if by using hot water on a daily basis, if I could just get better by 10%, just increase my quality of life by 10%, there's 10%. Because of that, mentally, if I could just improve that by 10%, and when I mean mentally, you could break that down as we talk, that 100 different directions. But let's just talk about the school, going back to school. I that was one of my recent advertisements. Why a hot tub? Back to school. Well, it makes you smarter. Why? Basically, blood flows better, it gets to the brain, things work better up there. Um, it was Winston Churchill wrote 36 books while sitting in a hot tub. Ben Franklin said, "I don't know what it is, but I just feel smarter when I'm in hot water." And that's because of the blood flow. So mentally, we're getting better by 10%. Emotionally, by just sitting in hot water daily, conservatively, are we better? Yes, let's go 10%. Relationally, 10%. As you said, professionally, 10%. That's over 60% right there. So what's easy to do is also easy not to do.
Hmm.
But you've made it a ritual of your morning. So it's a great, not only a great way to start the day, but a great way to improve who you are by a significant amount each day.
And it's
That's,
I mean, it just is. There's so many things, physically, like you had talked about, you're getting more oxygen in throughout your body, your blood's flowing faster. Mentally, your brain is working better. For me, it's a time to just kind of shut down and just reset. That's a big thing for me. For And then just the physical recovery, when you're sore and achy, and the pain relief, all those things that help so much. And then sleeping better. I'm a morning user, but the fact that I use mine in the morning helps me sleep better at night. And I know you know that as well. That's
yeah, you in just that statement there. There's so many trigger words that I could go down
right.
different paths, I forget which one you just said, but yeah, it does help you sleep better, but it also, oh yeah, reset. And that's a huge word, because I I don't care who you are in the United States today, life beats you up.
Yes.
You could be the CEO of Bell Bank downtown Fargo, or you could be the guy flipping burgers at Burger King. We all get up in the morning, hopefully with good intentions. Today's my day. I'm going to make it happen. Well, guess what? Life gets in the way, right? Man, it's cold out, kids in school, this guy cut me off in traffic. I don't get along with this employee. This customer said that. And it just compounds. And by the end of the day, you are beat down. And I'm an end of the day user of the hot tub. You have to reset. And unless you have hot water or a hot tub, you don't know how wound tightly you are.
Right.
And by sitting in heat, hot water. And by the way, hot water transfers heat 25 times faster than air. So you
Yes.
recover, you reset 25 times faster. Unless you have the ability to go to that daily ritual that is hot water, how are you resetting? Um, and we know the answers there. That could be alcohol, that could be a whole number of different ways that really don't spell the word wellness very well, do they?
No, they don't. They that takes you down that whole other side of the rock star life that we were talking about. And that's just not, you know, it's it's a healthy way on every level. I mean, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's just sleep, what I mean, all of it, it just makes such a difference. And the big thing for me is I'm go back to sleep, just because if you're not sleeping you can't heal. So your body cannot repair itself if you're not getting going to sleep. And the fact that a hot tub helps you sleep better is gigantic. And that hot water just does so many things. It heats up your body, so your body has to cool down to go to sleep. And for me, that's actually been a struggle lately. I've been waking up at night because I'm too hot, and maybe I need to go back to my evening use on that. But it's because your body has to cool down. Try sleeping in a room that's too hot; it's just almost impossible to do. You do have to
Can't
cool
do it.
down. You have to
Yeah,
cool down.
if I hear one more My Pillow commercial helps you sleep better, I'm going to throw a pillow through the window. It drives me nuts. Yeah, it may, but like again, the ability to reset or unwind. And I'm telling you, if you have a hot tub, try this. Go 2 3 days in a row without using it at night, and
Hmm.
lie in bed, and you'll realize how, gosh, I am wound tight. And this getting to
Yep.
sleep thing isn't working like it should. And dang it, I tried to save a few minutes, but now I got to get up and go sit in the hot tub for 20 minutes. It'll be my good night of sleep will be a great payback for that 20-minute investment. And so, yeah, it's 100% a great vehicle for sleep, which, like you said, that's where recovery, the real recovery, takes place.
So for me, when I can't sleep, what I find myself getting up and doing is I'll go grab the phone, which I shouldn't do, and then I'll start
No,
scrolling, and I'll be looking for ideas. And I'm working. I actually end up start working. I'm not just mindfully looking at TikToks or something like that. I'm actually trying to find ideas and ways to help market and that type of thing. And then the next thing you know, it's 3 hours later. And if I just would have just walked right past the phone, go to the hot tub, like you said, for 20 minutes, there's nothing better than sitting in the hot tub late at night when it's just you and nobody else is around, and you can just do that for 20 minutes. I guarantee you're going to go back and you're going to go to sleep faster than you would if you'd start stimulating yourself with the TV or the phone or even a book. You will do better if you go sit in that hot tub. It's a giant bowl of medicine, and we just need to use them, and we need to use them every single day.
yeah, and remember when the Bella Fontana waterfall was introduced? You know, the jets or
Yes.
the waterfall, which is way cool. But customers used to ask me, "What's that for?" And I'm like, "Well, that's a jet for your mind. Like that day where you're at work and you want to kill so and so, and by God, you're gonna. And the whole way home, you're figuring out a way to do it, and then all of a sudden, you end up in the hot tub, and you're staring at that waterfall
Hmm.
for 20 minutes." And by the time you get out, you're like, yeah, I gotta, I'm still gonna kill somebody, but by then at least you forgot who that was.
Right. For
And
sure.
so, yeah, that's so, you were talking about sitting in it by yourself, huge. And I think most people do. It's just your time. It's a way to, just for whatever you do in there, to be grateful, to look at, like, mine's outside. I like looking at the sky, and you always know, now this is getting pretty deep, but there's always something bigger out there. And so that is typically how we sit in a hot tub, whether you're about a 8 person, 10 person, 6 person. 90% of the time, it's one person. But that's a good transition into the relational part of
Right.
this vehicle that we call a box of water, box of hot water. And there's so many great stories from customers of what this product does relationally. And I just recently told the story again of I sold a hot tub to a psychologist who graduated from Notre Dame. And it was a 3 hour shopping process. And by the end of it, I'm like, dang it, Ken, it's just a box of hot water. It's all it is, hot tub. Well, he bought it, and a couple months later, ran into him at the home show in Fargo, and came up to me and really didn't look me in the eye, but he was like, "I got to tell you, that's one of the best things I've ever bought." My kids, normally, I can't get them to say anything about anything of anything. Now I get them into the hot tub and I can't get them to shut up. I know everything that's going on at school with their friends and what they're doing, what's coming up this weekend, what's the buzz in school, what's not cool. And even my daughter says, "Hey, Dad, this is when do we get?" She calls it father-daughter time. So the relationship part of the self-improvement is real as well. And one more every relationship's different, right? There's
Yes.
a friend, a customer of ours farms up north, and she says, "I wear multiple hats on the farm. I'm a cook, I'm a bus driver, I'm a school teacher, I'm a farm hand, I'm a house cleaner. It's only at the end of the day when I get to sit in this with my husband do I get to be a wife." So it's the we can talk for the next 3 hours and just the stories you and I have
Right.
have probably gained over the years from the relational aspect of this. And gosh, right now I wish the whole world was listening to this, because this stuff is real, and it truly is. Again, it's not the hot tub. It's a vehicle to take us to that sex, drug, and rock and roll rock star lifestyle that we deserve. And it's really one of the only vehicles that can get you there faster and in the right way. So um, it's awesome.
Yeah, and for me, the relational aspect of hot tubbing is my favorite part of it. My kids are out of the house now, but when they were home, that was such a big deal because the kids would be 100%. That's when they would talk to me and tell me everything that was going on, and that was absolutely gigantic. And I didn't realize it until they actually left the house how big a deal it really was. Because my youngest would always be like, "Mom, you want a hot tub?" And he would actually come up and visit with me. And I didn't realize that meant, "Mom, I need to talk." And he would come up from Sioux Falls and be like, "Mom, I want to come use the hot tub this weekend." And I'd be busy and I'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead, go ahead." And he's like, "No, Mom, I need you to come with me." I'm like, I don't have time right now. And shame on me, because you always should have time to hot tub. And then I realized when I did go sit in the hot tub that he had something really big he needed to talk to me about. And that is absolutely gigantic. And that's the place that he has learned to feel safe, and that's where he could get my attention and no distractions. And that's where hot tubbing is. Personally, it has affected my life. And again, like you said, all the stories that we've gotten from customers over the years, I mean, that's where the best ideas come from. You were talking about Winston Churchill earlier, and about how that there's physiological reasons why you think better in a hot tub. There's also physiological reasons why you leave fight or flight mode when you're in a hot tub, and that's when you can have the best conversations with your significant other, with your children, with just a good friend that it's having a rough time or not having a rough time. But that's where the bonds begin, are in that hot tub, in that warm water. So I know I got a trigger. You're like,
Yeah,
I can
you
see it.
did, but on I was just doing some training videos this week, and you know it from life too. Give me a area of space where somebody isn't on their cell phone. I mean, It
right?
is absolutely, it's the world we live
Impossible.
in, but it's insane. I mean, even I bike a lot, so I got to pay attention to vehicles, and there is 9 out of 10 people are even on their cell phones while in the vehicle. But the cool thing about the hot tub is it's the cell phone doesn't function very well in that geographical space, does it?
Correct.
So it's magic.
Hmm. And we actually have a rule at our house. It's the no phone zone. Um, the video comes or the phones come out every once in a while when we're trying to shoot a video for whatever reason. But other than that, we don't take the phones out to the hot tub, and that makes a difference as far as actually visiting and talking and actually, doing our thing. And my husband, his big thing is he wants 10 minutes to unwind before I start talking to him. He's like, give me 10 minutes and then we can talk. But
That's fair enough.
but he will talk to me at that point. He always talks to me, but that's that's when he's just like, I need to let it all go, let the day go away, and then once I'm ready and relaxed, then I'm all yours. Let's fix the world's problems. So,
I kind of I witnessed the actual work stress of a UPS driver last Friday.
oh, tell me more.
So, yeah, so my neighbor Bruce, he's a UPS driver over 25 years, and
Mm-hmm.
my golden doodle Paxton loves Bruce like that. They're best friends.
Yep.
So when he sees Bruce come home in the UPS outfit, he's through the door over there, and they do their bonding. Well, the other day, a different UPS driver pulled up, and
Oh,
Paxton thought it was Bruce and went after him. And the UPS driver kind of wigged out. He's like, "I don't need this. I don't need this." and so I'm sure a day long of battling friendly dogs on the UPS route, the hot tubs,
yes.
uh,
I can
and
tell
his
you that
10 minute.
that 100% is discussed on our hot tub is the dogs on the route. So,
But see how great this product is, that box of hot water. It even transcends the UPS driver, and an example of the daily stress from the time you start out of the day till you end the day. And
mhm.
obviously Frank has more stress in the day than a dog barking at him in his route. And I know UPS, I worked there for a while. It is a stressful place.
It is they know what you're doing every minute of the hour, and um it's it is he needs that at the end of the day. He really, it's a great job, but he needs to just unplug from it. And that's the beauty of his job, is when he does get in the hot tub, it's over. The day is over. We get to put the period on the end of the day, and he's good that way. But we everybody thinks that their job is the hardest job that they have, but it takes a lot of people to make this world go round. And that's one of the places that do is thank your delivery drivers, because they go through more than we all think we do. And thank your Burger King window guy and all those things. It takes a lot. And you discussed it earlier about how everybody's day is rough.
Yeah, again, it'd be fun if the whole world was listening to this, because you could do a whole segment on a day in the life of a UPS driver, and not just the mental stress, but I've seen the seat there, the driver's chair
Yes.
seat, whatever, that just does not look comfortable on a vehicle that probably takes a pounding throughout the day anyway. And the driver has to get up, get down, carry packages,
Hmm.
leave the truck, get back in the truck. It's hot out, it's cold out, it's cold out, it's hot out. Just so many factors that will beat you up over the course of the
Hmm.
day. And whether you're a UPS driver or whatever you do, I'm sure we can relate to what it's like between 8 and 5, and by the time you get home. And back to what you said, what are you doing to reset? One of my favorite lines Scott Iverson gave in the last year was, well, gosh, that's expensive. And Scott says, well, you're expensive. Your body's expensive. What are you doing to take care of that expensive machine? And again, hot water is one of the very best things on the planet Earth you could do uh, for recovery, for reset, for wellness. Here's about 10 pages of just little notes I've taken since 2014 on the body and hot water, and the benefits of it. And it's not one size fits all either. We all have different issues. I met a guy yesterday, and let me find the yesterday. He just had his third surgery on his left foot. I mean, you
Okay.
just had knee surgery, right?
Hmm.
That wasn't a whole lot of fun.
No, it was horrible.
No, it's horrible. So 3 surgeries on the same foot. And this is one of the notes I wrote. This is probably 6, 7 years ago. But the foot alone has 107 ligaments, 26 bones, 32 joints, and over 7,000 nerve endings. Perhaps the most overworked, underappreciated part of the body. 150-pound person carries the weight of a 13.3-mile tall Sears tower over a lifetime. And by the way, the feet are the furthest body part away from the heart. So they get the least attention by far. And if you, for a minute, just thought about what happens when you sit in a hot tub or hot water, yes, you have the heat, which improves circulation. So now all of a sudden we're flipping a switch, right? And telling the heart, let's get some more blood down to my feet.
Right.
But also you have the buoyancy factor. Unless you work for NASA, this is the only place your body gets to escape the Earth's gravity. So you're right there relieving pressure on all those ligaments and all those bones and all those joints, and hopefully soothing the 7,000 nerve endings. You also have the jet action. There's some getting into a little feature. The jet stream jets down there feel wonderful on the feet, getting a little massage going. And the fourth thing that we don't think about is hydrostatic pressure. Just being underwater, and if you've ever dived down into a swimming pool, 8, 10 feet, you can feel that pressure on your ears and your head. Well, that's actually a benefit on your legs and feet because you're getting
Hmm.
that hydrostatic pressure. So when you sit in hot water, your feet are basically getting 4 levels of greatness just from a 20-minute soak. And that's just your foot.
Right. And you speak so well on that, and that's I need to learn that one. I've got your other ones down, and there's quite a few of them that I've learned over the years from you. But I really need to learn that one because that is such a big thing. How many 7,000 nerve endings in your feet?
Over 7,000.
And people
Think it.
abuse their feet so
Yep.
badly. And if you could get in the hot tub and just put your foot on that jet for 10 minutes, how many people out there listening right now could use a benefit of a foot massage right now? I mean, it's it's incredible.
And when your feet go bad, then things start to snowball. All of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden, my knee hurts, my hip hurts, my back hurts, and it ends up all the way being a mental issue, right? Because pain, the inability to do stuff, is very devastating on the mindset. So it's gosh, just it's compounds, and it's again a miracle what hot water and the benefits of hot water can do. And I think we're 30 minutes into this, and we're just getting started.
Oh, for sure, we're just getting started. This is, I mean, and you and I could talk and have talked for decades about this. I mean, we really could. Um, what is your favorite customer story of someone who bought a hot tub and it changed their life?
Oh, that's like almost asking who your favorite kid is. That's a great question. Yeah, it's caught me off guard there a little bit because there's so many. Tom Krabanoff, Moorhead. He was a paratrooper in Iraq War, and like really messed up when he got home. I couldn't. There is no way I'd want to jump out of a plane anyway. But
Right.
during a combat situation, but he was really messed up, and truly, the hot tub is the only thing that keeps him going. And he was in a bad mental state. And everything, like I said, your feet hurt, your knees hurt, then your hip hurts, it just starts compounding. And then the
Hmm.
worst pain of all is your mental pain.
For sure.
And he was in a bad state. And gosh, now I see him once in a while in the showroom, but he's always on the radio, talking about like military, like the VFWs, the military cemeteries. He's very active now, and so that's just one customer I could tell you that you know is a benefit. But every customer that, when we
Right.
preach this daily, that comes in, every customer that comes in to buy a hot tub, and this is going to sound bad, but it's reality, has a problem. And a
It's true.
problem might be too negative a word, but that's the word I use, a problem. And they're looking for an answer. And it could be like you said, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to make sure my kids are staying at my house and not out and about. And that's another thing we could talk about forever. How many parents are like, yeah, this is awesome because they're in my backyard. I,
Hmm.
I know where they're at. And but there's a problem. And you could go on and on. It could be, Leanne out in Bismarck, she likes to garden, and without the use of her hot tub, she can't get down on her knees and bend and do the things she needs to do without it. And that's something we remind our service staff. Hey, if you, as a service tech for hot spring spas and pool tables too, you have to believe in everyday made better. If you believe in that, and one of our values is problem solving, you will solve that person's problem. They didn't buy a hot tub just to have a piece of art in the backyard. They bought it to solve a problem.
Right.
And I just went out on a delivery recently, just kind of role playing and how we do deliveries, and made sure the homeowner was there so we could role play through the whole process. And he was. And I kind of caught him off guard in front of the delivery guys. I'm like, hey, Robert, I tell all my guys all the time that this is probably the third biggest investment a homeowner makes. Your house, your car, and then the hot tub. And without anything, he said, "Yeah, my friends have snowmobiles, some have boats, some have a motorcycle. I have a hot tub."
Right.
And he even said, "I get to use this 365 days a year where they can't." He
Exactly.
also went on to say, "My daughters are so fired up because each of them have a birthday coming up in the next 2 weeks, and that's where their birthday party was going to be at." So, again, I think you can understand the dynamic of this product is not just a hot tub. It's not just a commodity. It is a wellness machine. It is a self improvement machine. It is everything we're saying it and more. And we'll talk about a little bit more about wellness and what we mean by that moving forward. But yeah, it's customer stories. They're real, and there's a lot of them.
There is so many, and I've been working with some new sales staff, and I've been trying to, I'm like, it's all about the relationships. Once you get to know these people, and they start telling you the stories, and they're all real, and the problems, like you said, have been solved, and everybody's is different. Everybody's, it might be my knees hurt because I just had knee surgery. It might be my, like you said, my kids need help. I've had a lot of married couples come in and be like, we need help. I mean, we need to figure this out. And I will tell you, the guys think different things are going to happen than the wives do, but what every single one of them comes back and afterwards, and they're like, we talk, and that was something we never did before we had the hot tub. Is we actually talk, and it helps. It does all of that, and if, whether it's just fixing that rift in this relationship, or it's letting you reset, getting your that mental wellness in place. And I've been through enough stuff in my day that I can tell you there's been a few times that if wouldn't have had the hot tub, I don't know how I would have made it through. And there's not anybody who has a hot tub that can't tell you that was their place of solace, that they could just go and reset and calm down and think about the things, and it just makes a huge difference for that. um, you And this time of year is the best time of year to sit in a hot tub. I absolutely love soaking in my hot tub in the fall. I've got a really good view out my backyard, and I can see the leaves changing and that type of thing. And it's definitely the best time of year to buy a hot tub. I mean, the manufacturers are all stepping up and doing some really great things. So you've got that going on too. So if you're ever thinking about buying one, now is the perfect time. Um, you got anything to add on that, or you want me
Oh,
to keep
I
going?
do. Yeah, yes, the fall is, Jackie said the fall is the best time. No, every day is the best time to use this if you buy it. But the fall is beautiful, winter's beautiful. Even like, even I get it. The summer's hot. Fortunately, in Fargo, it cools down at night. But
Hmm.
even if you're living in, it's 80 degrees at 10 o'clock at night. In the hot tub, it's still 104. So when you get out, it's going to be cooler. But you were talking about couples come in and they have a problem, and it light bulb kind of went off that it's hard to be in a bad mood when you're sitting in the hot tub. I mean, you can tell you're going to pout, you're going to go in there. You just can't do it. It
That's a true
lifts.
statement.
Yeah, you cannot be in a bad mood, and it's that right there is magic. So every day is the best day to use the hot tub, right? There is no yesterday that's gone. Tomorrow's never going to come. So all you have is today. That's why we say every day made better. So yeah, it's magic. Very blessed to have done this my whole career. And the fun thing about it is, and I do think about this often. Like, I couldn't sell life insurance.
No.
I couldn't sell stocks. I couldn't sell financial. The nice thing about this is everything we've just talked about, especially the last segment, you really, get to know your customers. And like I was I interviewed a guy yesterday, it comes from a different industry. And I said, the cool thing about what we do is our customers. And it's that relationship. And is every day perfect? Absolutely not. We're humans. um, Customers have issues with their hot tubs. We're there to take care of them. Every day made better, problem solving, the whole thing. And um, it's the dynamic of service. And I'm not transitioning here, but customers, if they're upset, it's because they want to be back in hot water. I mean,
Every time.
you've taken away their magic drug for a day, a week, whatever it is. It's too long. It's our job
Hmm.
to get you back into that. And so, when hot tub companies talk service, I, I I don't think we talk about it for the right reasons. And the right, well, we do, but the right reason is, hey, I get it. I need to get you back in hot water so you can do the things you want to do and do them better. So, um,
That's really funny that you bring that up, because one of my pumps went out in my hot tub. I still have a hot tub; it's still running. Everything's great. I've lost one of my pumps, and I'm on the list. It's going to get taken care of here pretty soon, but it's
do
driving
I
me
need to make a
nuts.
call? Do I need to make a call?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Do you can you make that happen a little faster for me? Uh,
Yes.
but I'm still fully functioning, and there's a lot of times I sit in my hot tub without any jets at all, but I have lost a jet, and it has messed up my routine just a tiny little bit because I don't have my or my timer isn't working now, so I can't. For me, I go in and I sit in there for 2 clean cycles, and that's 20 minutes. I can't do that right now, so I have to kind of pay attention to the time, which takes it just takes a little bit away from me, and I'm frustrated with it. But it's just service, like you said. The reason that I'm frustrated with it is because it's messed up my routine, and I can't totally relax because I have to kind of pay attention to the time now. Where before it would time out for me, and then I would know exactly when I needed to get out. And though you're 100% right, I need
Yeah.
it's my solace has been disrupted because that doesn't work for me right now. It'll be again, my hot tub's in
We're,
perfect condition and it'll be fine, but it's
we're
taking
just
two beats.
using service as a catalyst to reinforce the fact that people use this. They use it every
Hmm.
day. We talked before. My favorite bit is customers know when they come in a showroom that yeah, I better use the hot tub a couple days before because Vince is going to ask me, "Are you using the hot tub?"
That's awesome.
And but it's when you ask some people, "No, I'm too busy." Well, you guess what? You're the one that should be used. If you're too busy, and that's what you're telling me why you can't use the hot tub. That's why you have it. You need to use it. You need to find time to use it because I wrote something down that you said fight or flight. This is the reality of the situation, and it is real. Living in the Western world, we are stressed out, like stressed,
Hmm.
and this is pre-COVID numbers. Year to year, we are stressed out 25% more than the year before, and I I think that's a collective number. Obviously, the human you'd be done in 4 years, right? 25, 25, 25. That's all.
Right.
But we're stressed out more and more every year. Well, think about what we went through the last 3 years and where we're at now, and the stress level out there. It's incredibly insane. And so, what happens when you get stressed out? Well, there was this dude, Dr. Lipton, University of San Francisco, Stanford, excuse me. And then the Mayo Clinic agrees with this. Dr. Lipton says 95% of all illness. Mayo Clinic says 83% of all illness on the planet Earth today is caused by fight or flight physical stress. Okay. What happens when you get into that fight or flight mode? Well, your autonomic nervous system gets out of whack. Your circulation slows, not as efficient, not as effective, and bad things start happening there. Meaning, if the circulation that's trying to feed over 70 trillion cells is diminished, well, good things are not happening. So when we sit in hot water, 101 degrees for 20 minutes or more a day, autonomic nervous system comes back to its ideal state. Your heart beats 121% better, or more efficient, excuse me, 33% more efficient, 121% better, trying to feed 60,000 miles of circulatory system to over 70 trillion cells. Good things are happening at an incredible pace. And you know what's great about it? I don't have to think about all that when I'm sitting in the hot tub. It just feels good. But know this: good things are happening, and it's just a backdoor deck away in your at your home.
And I mean, all of that miracle is happening in 20 minutes. I mean,
Yes,
you're undoing so much stuff in 20 minutes at 104 degrees. And I've read all the studies as well. I can't be as eloquent as you are when it comes to talking about it. But what else in the world can you do that can undo all that stress in that amount of time?
that's a great question. If you can, other than a hot tub or sauna, if you could if you could tell me, I'm listening. I'm all on board.
Right. I mean, we'd probably figure out a way to sell it because that is some really good stuff. I mean, and the best part about that is, again, going back to our original theme today, if you're doing that, you still feel good in the morning. You still feel there's no back hidden bad
I
things
think
that are going to happen.
I think Scott Iverson calls it a hangover. Yeah,
Never had
and
one.
I no, me neither. I took this from Rob Neal and just kind of developed it a little more. Rob used to work for Hot Springs. Now he's Finlay
Hmm.
Saunas, but he kind of came up once upon a time with a triangle of wellness, and that triangle was nutrition, physical exercise, and relaxation. And relaxation is not a bag of chips and a six pack sitting on the couch at the end of the day. Relaxation only and effectively brought to you by heat of hot water, and bringing that autonomic nervous system back to its ideal state. Now, you take that triangle, right? What's inside the triangle? Wellness. Whether it's your physical wellness, whether it's your mental wellness, your emotional wellness, your relational wellness. And if anything falls outside that triangle, why is that happening? And so it's a pretty simple formula, and what we're talking about now, a simple formula in terms of just go sit in that hot tub for 20 minutes a day. And one of my lines I use with customers, they'll come in and say, we're shopping for a hot tub. We just started. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't sell hot tubs. And I just wait to see their reaction. I'm like, I sell Everyday Made Better. I found over the last 30 years, people don't want to buy hot tubs. They're too much work. People don't use them. They cost too much. My neighbors have one. They don't use it. I get it. However, we do want to be better parents. We want to be better spouse. Want to walk better, talk better, sleep better, do everything better in life we can do because of hot water than we can do without. And that's that's real, and it's real on a daily basis. And again, I'm excited what you said. There isn't anything on the planet Earth that delivers what we do better than a hot tub. And heck, the ancient Romans had it back, 4 or 5 thousand BC. They were using hot tubs, and for the right reasons. So it's again, we could talk like all day long, and it's something different for everybody. When we talk, we can get into Dr. Becker and the Fountain of
Right.
Youth, right? Age today isn't defined by chronological years. It's defined by your ability to motion, your speed of recovery, and most importantly, your state of mind.
Right.
And two ingredients to staying younger: 20 minutes of moderate exercise a day, whatever,
Hmm.
and 20 minutes of guess what?
Relaxation.
In a hot
Hmm.
tub. And so Dr. Becker, by the way, if you want to do some research, he is probably, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was with Washington University, or was it
Hmm.
Washington State, and
And
the most premier study of the human being and the effects of hot water on the planet Earth.
yes.
And you and I have been fortunate over the years to just grab so much information on his studies and
Hmm.
what the miracle of this product does for the human being. And you know what? Sure, could be a bathtub. Take a bath every night.
Right.
However, when you talk about ritual and doing it every day, is a bathtub a lot of work or not?
Bathtub's more work than a hot tub.
Yeah, it's way more work. I
You
gotta,
got to
I gotta,
clean that thing.
I gotta fill it up. I gotta drain it. It doesn't stay hot. Where a hot tub, you know what? There's no excuses. Just walk out the back
Mm-mm.
door, flip the cover, get in, and what
It's
is
hot and
there
ready to
over?
go.
Yeah, how many thousands of languages on the planet Earth, and the one common one we have in a hot tub is oh.
It's the
So
first thing you say. Frank and I have
it
actually
really
have
is.
we actually have a game that we literally challenge each other to not say it when we get in the hot tub. and like it's a game, like we have bets on it and stuff. You can't do it. You cannot not say or just, you can just see the tension release, and it's just every time you cannot not do it. And when you were talking about Dr. Becker, he was some of the main resources that I use for my book. And I, like you said, I have used his wisdom has done so much for this industry as a whole. But it's true. It's everything we already knew. He just has the facts and the science behind it to prove it. That you feel better when you're in a hot tub. Bottom line, that's what it's about. And yes, and
And you exactly right. What if Scott Iverson's best line probably of all time? You get out better than you got in, and that's a
absolutely,
fact. And
abs-
with that said, if that is true, and it is, why wouldn't you want one of these?
I couldn't live without one. Honestly, I could not live without one. I may not always have the one I currently have, but I'm always going to have a hot tub in my backyard. Have had for years, and there's so many people that I talk to, and a lot of people will come back after they've moved and they've left their hot tub behind. And sometimes it's been 1 or 2 years, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you function that long without a hot tub? And that I it's unbelievable to me. And but every single one of them is coming back for a hot tub. Every single
Yeah,
one.
they know. I mean, if
Hmm.
they've had one, they know. And it. If you were just listening in for the first time, whatever, it sounds like we're pushing hot tubs, hot tubs, hot tubs, buy. Um, no, I spend a lot of my time with the customers that already have a hot tub.
Hmm.
Like, you already have it. Why aren't you using it? And why do I care at the end of the day? Well, it's what we do for a living. And South Dakota, like North Dakota, I call North Dakota the big empty. A lot of land mass, but nobody lives here.
Right.
Heck, this podcast, right? There's more people crossing the border, southern border on a daily basis than live in North Dakota. So it matters. People talk, and if we can continue to keep those customers
Hmm.
who have our product fired up to use it for the right reasons, and they know what they are, they just need to be reminded once in a while. You know what, they talk. And again, um, as your house being the largest investment, your vehicle probably second, hot tub third. um, I guarantee you which one makes you better faster. So it's an
Hmm.
exciting product. And gosh, if you're not going to use it, then don't buy it. There's nothing. If you're not going to buy a hot tub after every or use a hot tub, um, I don't know. I'm not your guy to help you
Right.
be better. So I don't know what else to do.
The it's funny because a lot of people, that is um one of the biggest reasons why people will tell me that they're not going to do it today, because they don't know if they're going to use it or not. And I'm telling you, if you just get it in your backyard, there's no question. There is absolutely no question. And we do a 100% trade in value on some of our entry level hot tubs. And the reason for that is a lot of people are like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to use it. I know
If you
you're
buy,
going to use it. So I'm not scared to tell you that I'm going to give you 100% for a bigger hot tub when you're ready.
that will be my one sales pitch for this whole hour. Yeah, you're right, customer. If you don't buy the right hot tub, you're not going to use
Hmm.
it. They're different, and that's something for the last 25 years. Why buy hot springs? Well, it's the absolute best ownership experience, which really means better massage, better water, better energy. Translating that into the layman's terms, those are the three things we've truly discovered over the last 47 years to whether you're going to use this a lot or not at all. And again, that's a whole nother conversation.
Hmm.
But
Nope. We
if
could
if
spend
you
hours on that.
buy, there is a difference in hot tubs. And if you buy
Hmm.
the wrong hot tub, there is a chance your statement of I don't know if I'm going to use it, that could be
Hmm.
true.
I would say the most expensive hot tub you're ever going to buy is the one you don't use.
Amen.
And if you don't use it because it is costing you too much, or it doesn't fit you correctly, or it's hard to take care of, then it becomes a burden. But I'm telling you, if you buy the right hot tub, you're going to use it, and you're going to use it every day, and you're going to become it's going to become basically a religion for you, like it has for so many other people. I mean, that's why I have my Facebook group, and it just grows every single day. Clean your hot tub filters if you guys aren't on it, but every day, and we're talking wellness, we're talking maintenance, we're talking all that stuff, and there's so many Facebook groups out there that are doing that. Um, but it has really become its own little subculture, and you and I have been doing this for a long time. I mean, a long time. Both of us have been. And just where hot tubs are today, where they were 15 years ago, you remember you had to tell people that they weren't
Yes.
giant bathtubs. Um,
Yes. What's
and
that? It's a hot tub. What do you do with that? Well, you get in it. But yes,
so, I mean, it has come so far, and it's, and I hate to say it, but COVID actually did help the industry get better because more people realize their need for a hot tub, and it's made a huge difference. But the hot tub I it has become a household appliance, and I never ever thought that I was really going to be part of that movement. I thought I was going to be one of the ones that pushed that movement, but I would say that most people really feel that they need a hot tub in their lives these days. So
I think I'm going to correct you a little bit. I think you wouldn't be doing a podcast if you weren't a big part of that movement. I've known you a long time. Knowing where we live, our lack of population. I'm confident we push this product along better than anybody else in the world, and we wouldn't be talking about it today. There's probably an easier way we could have made a career, but
you think?
like I said, the nice thing about what we do is it really is making a difference in really is hands-on difference you can see and touch every day, and that's very rewarding. And we fought our whole life to put this category on the top, and I don't know, there's a lot of good dealers out there, I get it,
Hmm.
they're in our network, but for this moment in time, I'm going to high five you, Jackie, and combined and what you guys have done. I've seen it first. You're my next door neighbor. I've seen it, and it's amazing. And so I wouldn't be short to pat yourself on the back for this. COVID helped, but it was there because of you long before COVID.
Well, I appreciate that, and you've been a big part of that as well. I mean, your passion. If anybody has ever talked to Vince about a hot tub, you understand the passion that goes behind that. He's the one that when I'm having a bad day, I'm like, "What am I still doing?" He's the one I call because he's like, "What do you mean? What are you still doing? You sell hot tubs. You sell life, and you make every day better for everyone." So that's that's a big thing. So we did have a couple people just stop in and say, hey, Monique Austin says, hey, hot tub lady. And then we've got SJ Mills. He says, Vince, and then high five. So we do have that
That's
going on. So thank you guys for checking in on that. Um, so we're getting right here at an hour already. What final thoughts?
just what, again, quite simply put, it's every day made better. When you sit in hot water, you're physically better below the water, you're mentally better above the water, and you're relationally better beyond the water. And it is the real deal. And like I said, we're just trying to make North Dakota better, one hot tub at a time, every day made better at a time. If you have a hot tub, use it every day.
Hmm.
If you don't have a hot tub, for God's sakes, get one. It's way better than sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
It is. I hate to say it, but it is. It truly, truly is. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to pick up my book, Hot Tub Clarity. You can find that on Amazon and join the Facebook group. And thank you for letting me help you become a happy hot tub owner. And we will see you next week.